welcome to the stream, to everything. That was a great recap. You guys are starting to head towards the fort itself. You met this really weird, just super fast elven family that seemed to move with lightning speed to get their product out, and they were constantly busy. From there, if you so want to go to Len, you can go back towards where you met Heinrich.
Bless you.
Or if you want to go to Watson, they're kind of near the same area. So.
Do you guys want to get on the road, or do we want to go see the blacksmith?
It's not a blacksmith, it is a wizard.
Sorry, the wizard, my bad.
I guess I'm leaving that up to you guys. I've got weapons.
And we can always come back to the town so I can get my javelin work done if we want to get on the road.
Yeah, we can actually figure the housing and the blacksmith wizard all in one place.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's go.
That's good for me.
Okay.
Choose which one you want to go to, either Len or Watson.
Which one's closest to us and which one's farther away?
They're both the same distance. They're brothers. They live semi-close to each other.
Okay.
I say we save Watson for later.
Watson, you know, is the tower that you saw that Heinrich lived in, that Geithmar lives in, and Watson lives in. Is where Watson lives. And then further on, kind of on the other side of the road, further back, there's a house that Len lives in. Either one.
Well, what's it gonna be, guys?
There we go. Say we save the wizard for later.
Say that again.
All right.
Well, if we're comfortable leaving our weapons and equipment untouched for now.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. We can always come back. Besides, we'll have more coin after this is done anyway, so we can do a little more.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. The
Don't like
cat
it,
will
but
have
yeah.
coin.
Something horrible.
You can start making your way out of the city to get to Fort Larenfell. It's gonna be a ride. You're going to head from where you're at. Oh, hello, map just appeared on me. Gonna head from where you're at, and you're gonna head towards the south. And then once you hit the south, you're gonna hit a city called Ostera. And then from Ostera, you're gonna head all the way to the east, almost to the border. So you got maybe a good almost 2 weeks of travel between the two. And that's just straight through, not stopping except at night. Unless you want to find different ways to get there.
What options do we have on different ways to get there?
Only other option that you would have is to take a boat from Livefield over to a small city called Menenfield. And from Menenfield, you could head east. And that would cut your time down by probably a week, but you'd have to leave your horses.
Nope.
I say we just take the 2 weeks to go.
Yeah, let's take the 2
Yeah.
weeks. We need the bonding time with the horses.
Alright, so off we go.
Yay!
Yay! So how do
Yay.
you guys... Put your hands up, make them gallop.
Roll me an animal handling check.
What are we rolling?
Animal handling.
I could not understand what you said. I'm so sorry. My mic cut.
Animal handling.
Animal handling. Okay.
It's a wisdom skill.
Druid should be good at that.
Damn.
Oh. 8.
Did I speak too soon?
7.
I didn't speak too soon. Okay.
21.
Ooh.
Fucker.
Everybody get I roll.
We roll dice.
You fucker. I know, I swear D&D Beyond has it out for me. It's like, oh, you wanted a good roll? Fuck you.
That's why I don't use D&D Beyond.
It's
Yeah.
D&D.
I don't really use that for
I need
the
to get
dice.
well, if I wasn't streaming it, I'd probably just use my dice because Geth actually got me a beautiful set of Kraken dice. It's
Ooh.
absolutely gorgeous.
Did they?
They did. That blue set, it's a blue set with like a gold glittery blend in it. It's absolutely stunning. I'll take a picture of them later and put them in the
I got a 12.
I do need to get a dice cam, Belak. Actually, I think I will start.
I got a 19.
12, 19, 7,
8.
8.
Then I'll actually learn my dice.
And then Joe.
21.
21. Okay. So who got the 7? Who got the 8?
I got 7.
So as you start writing, after waking up from so many years, it's a little weird getting back into the saddle, pun intended. And it takes you maybe a good 10-15 minutes of the horse just not being comfortable. You can obviously tell the horse is like moving around and just couple times it does buck slightly trying to get comfortable. But after a while, you can get into a nice trot. It's not like super great. It's a little awkward. You're trying to figure out the good tension with the reins and everything, and yeah. The rest of you have no problems just hopping on and just heading out. Seems pretty easy for you guys.
I'm not sure why my horse doesn't seem to like me much. I fed her more than enough before we left. Maybe I should have eaten less of them myself.
You're a crunch again as you gallop.
Did you just call yourself fat?
Not fat. I just enjoy eating.
Fair enough. Just making sure it was you who said it, not us.
Well, I'd cram a handful of oats in my mouth.
So, everybody still feeling weird about each other? Or are we past our awkward stage?
I feel fine about you guys. I'm just trying to figure out why that dude looked like Corvo.
Don't want to be racist, but I must.
Oh.
Maybe a descendant. Brother, sibling, parents.
How are you doing with that, Corvo?
Great grandchild, probably.
Or, I don't know. Maybe it was a shapeshifter of some sort who's trying to play the game with all of us.
It did seem to have powers.
Are talking and everything. Just roll me a perception check as you're starting to make your way out of the outer city, outer farming areas of the city and back into the forest again.
Who does a perception check?
All of you. Say again.
25.
25.
19.
23.
23.
14.
14. Hedda.
8.
Ooh. Oof.
So it's later in the day. It's probably midday. You know, the trees, the sun's bearing down on your back. There are constant birds chirping. Every so often, you see squirrels just running around. They run through the forest floor, trying to make sure they don't get stepped on. You hear the chatter of different types of birds cooing at each other, and a hawk flies overhead. It's really calming, in fact. You know, every so often here and there, you get little snippets of memories of just traveling. Nothing, you know, too in particular, either walking or riding horses through the forest, going to your next destination. It's nice. It's normal. It feels definitely normal for an adventuring party like yourselves, and it's calming. With everything that's happened over the last couple times, and over the last couple days, you know, you didn't really have a moment to just feel. So as you get further away from the city and just get into something that seems to come back to you again, it's nice. You know, it's nice to not have to think about, is there someone watching me? You're just going, you know. Once you get further down into the forest and now into the forest proper, following the trails, every couple miles there's signs pointing, you know, which trail to go to, and to head to Astera is very easy. It's straightforward. Though as you pass through probably the second in between the second and third trailhead, you do see what looks like a clearing that has this huge hill that seems to be concave in the middle. And you can see like deep into the hill, but you can't see what's in it. You just see that it's like a black space.
Wait, hold on. Can you explain that again?
It's a hill that you can see it's a hill. But if you look at it, it's only the outer shell is the hill. The rest of it's empty. It's just like a black space, like shadows, you know.
Get it.
I realized I probably used concave wrong in that situation, but
I was like, wait a minute. Boops? What? What?
I'm wearing a t-shirt tonight, okay?
I mean,
For
you
the sake
pointed
of
it
the
out.
childrens. For the
Yeah.
sake of the childrens.
500,000.
Guys, does something look wrong about that hill? Or did I eat some bad oats? Something doesn't seem right.
Well, that wasn't me. I didn't cause that. Whatever this is.
From where the road is at and where we see the hill, is it like on the road, like on our direction that we're going, or is it off to the side of the road?
it's not on the road. It's definitely off to the side, but you see it because, you know, as you're coming up to the road will turn and pass by it. So it's kind of
Okay.
in that weird, like, corner cul-de-sac space, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'll take a look around. Anything like any weird noises or lack of noises? Anything that would weird me out?
Perception.
Yeah. Oh, come on, guys. First time. You mother. 10. First low roll of the campaign.
You, thankfully, you know, it's not that hard to spot. You do see what looks like two eyes staring at you. Probably the size of, like, a volleyball. You can't really see the body, but you could definitely see,
Sure,
like,
sure,
the
sure, 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 sure.
the sunlight hitting the eyes. They're a beautiful, like, amber gold color. They have
Uh-huh.
what looks like these deep, just think Jurassic Park amber and like
Yep.
that deep golden hue. That's exactly what they look like.
I whisper very quietly to the whole group. Do not do anything stupid, or we are gonna die. probably, there's a big ass creature right over the hill. We can get past it and keep going the road, or we do the stupid thing that adventurers do and go take a look.
Well, we are adventurers.
I don't mind either one,
But
but
we could be smart adventurers.
true,
Thing.
true.
Why would we bother wasting our time with a monster when we have more important things?
That's what I'm saying. It's been there. We haven't heard any sort
Now
of
that he's
possible attacks, but it has its eye on us. Probably like any
As
creature
long
would.
as it's not going to like attack us,
Mm-hmm.
let's keep going.
My
Can I
money's on a
see it
dragon.
from where I'm at?
What?
Can I see it from where I'm at now that he's pointed it out?
Oh yeah, you guys can all see it. You can just see the eyes though.
Can I tell what it is?
No, it's too far forward.
I want to pet it.
Nope.
No.
I grab
If
Lord's
I have
hand.
to tie you to your horse and lead it with us, I will do that.
I go up to her horse slowly and say, "Look," and I grab her hands. Look at me. Look at me. We're gonna have fun, but this fun will kill us again, and I'm pretty sure there won't be a second time.
I'm
Later.
definitely sure there's not going to be a second.
Fine, I won't pet it.
Finger, pinky finger, promise.
Yes, I pinky promise.
If
You
you
guys
break
are no
it,
fun.
we'll have fun later. Chill.
I'm the only person here to knock somebody out. I was more fun than at least what we've got.
We can say goodbye to the possibly dragon, most likely a dragon, and let's be on our way.
Why would there be a dragon this close to civilization?
Look
Why
at those
wouldn't there be a
eyes.
dragon?
Maybe it's a baby dragon and it needs a mommy.
A young dragon, probably. But still, a dragon nonetheless. And I'm not sure about you, but I'm strong. But from the sounds of it, we were stronger than before we, passed away. I want to get to that level
Fine.
before I die again.
Fine.
Yes? Okay. We'll find a pet dragon later. Not now.
You owe me a dragon.
I owe you a dragon.
We somehow get that dragon.
I whisper to myself, how the hell am I gonna get a dragon? Ah, shit.
You promised it now.
As you guys pass forward and kind of make that bend, you do hear like a, and you see what looks like flowers, like kind of spew out of the hole and cover the existing. That's not a trail, so the existing ground in front of the trail, as these beautiful, gorgeous flowers sprout up. I mean, they're almost as tall as you guys in these huge bushes with, reds and yellows and pinks and greens. It's like a rainbow flower garden. Just suddenly just kind of breathed, whatever's in there just kind of breathed it out.
Right,
Is
let's
it
keep
like-
going.
Is it blocking our path or just?
No.
No, it's off to the side.
It's off to the side.
Okay.
Not the flowers either.
I was just about to
Yeah,
say,
no.
I'm gonna reach down and put a flower in my pocket.
No. Let's
You
not anger the creature that did that, please. I beg you, please.
Do you actually?
I mean, Lurkit does love a good flower.
I'm really
eat?
curious on
If
how
you-
that's possible.
If you do, you can roll me a stealth check. Or a sleight of hand, excuse me.
I am so scared to roll. You guys are killing me. I really want to play with this amber-eyed creature.
To you, you can sleight a hand. You can try to sleight a hand a flower.
Worst case scenario, I just don't get it. All right, I'm gonna roll sleight of hand.
I before she does it, while my hand is still around hers, one of her hands, I cast silently Cat's Grace, which is enhanced ability, and the target has a dexterity advantage on dexterity checks. As long as it doesn't take, it does some the stuff that you won't take falling damage from 20 feet or less. But still, the point is you get advantage on dexterity checks. I think that's what helps. I don't know. Either way, you have it for about an hour.
Probably best. Okay, I'm gonna roll sleight of hand.
Okay, that's sleight of hand check.
Roll twice. Oh god, I can't see.
And just take the.
Hell yeah! 16!
Roll twice and take the highest. Roll for a natural 20 is essentially what you're rolling for.
Yeah, so roll again. See if you get something higher.
Boom, bitches, 21.
Woo!
Oh my god.
I'm getting a flower.
We'll see if it's good enough though.
20, didn't you?
Ooh, I'm getting a snack.
As you reach down your hand and as your horse passes by, you kind of feel at the flowers. One really seems to catch your eye. It's this beautiful golden sunflower that has red hues just seeping through the petals, and you're able to pick it.
Ooh, look at this one. I give it a good sniff. Now, at this point, I'm more interested in seeing what it is about this flower than I am eating it.
Show you a picture of said sunflower in the just the DnD channel.
Ooh.
That is pretty.
It is very
Oh,
pretty.
hell yeah. Look at that
Um,
flower.
And when you pick it, you expect you expect the typical kind of snap of the stem, but once you pick it, you get that snap, but then you see the flower itself grows its own roots out of the piece that you got.
A magic flower.
I think maybe I should avoid eating this one and just hang on to it. I'm gonna stuff it down into my pouch. I want to check this
Into your
flower out
pouch?
more. Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens after you pick the flower. You just kind of continue on.
What do you guys think's going on with this flower?
I'm kind of curious on how that was able to grow that fast.
Yeah.
Got odd.
We should definitely bring this back to the wizard and see if he can give us some insight on it, because I feel like I should not eat this.
Question. Just would I happen to have read it somewhere in the many manuscripts and probably the libraries that I've gone through about what type of flower it is or what kind of creature could do that? Just by chance.
History check. At disadvantage.
No. Teddies. Well, first one was say 16. Nope. Wait. No, not. You said history?
I believe so.
That's a 19. Believe it or not, I rolled a 13 and a 16.
Struggle for a moment to really get an idea in your head of what may have done that, but as you think and as you guys continue, you pass by it and you're back on the road again, the only thing you can think of is some type of dragon that is popping in your head. There was an old stories that dragons did run and roam the earth. They had what almost as their own subcategories of dragons. So there was your basic colors, but then there was different types of those colors. So a green dragon, depending on where that green dragon was born, affected what it could do. So you had a green dragon that was born in the jungle, who is obviously more keen to jungle types of things. They could camouflage a lot easier than the rest of the dragons, almost turning into a chameleon, and could literally look like one of these huge just jungle cocoa trees. Things like that. You assume it's some type of plains or forest dragon that's taken refuge there.
Would I know where it aligns itself with either the classical metallic or colored dragons?
You would know most dragons are bordering on neutral. Depending on what has happened to them, decides what side of neutral they start leaning toward. So they're not inherently bad, they're not inherently good.
Got it. I say out loud to the group, well, that was definitely a dragon. How old it is, I don't know. It's been years since we've been here. And even then, when we were alive originally, they were rare, but they used to roam the land, so whomever that was kind enough to let us through. So it was a good thing we didn't bother it. Most dragons said to be neutral, but again, we don't know the history that that particular dragon has. So let's try not to make that dragon angry if it's able to do that.
Understandable. I'm still gonna bring this back to the wizard. I can find
good
another
idea.
flower to chew on.
Good idea.
Wonder if it's able to speak.
Most, from what I may remember, the older they get, not only the more powerful they get, the more they're able to affect the lands around them, but also their intelligence becomes scary good. Even the good, benevolent dragons are very dangerous from of how they speak. It's scary. Even the good ones are not to be messed with. Their ability to comprehend and speak to anything, it's quite fearsome.
Well, if we run into any dragon, let's just calmly speak to him and like get out of it. That situation.
Well, I will say, kiss our asses goodbye, but yeah, that too.
Well, if we can reason them with them, they can better chance on surviving.
Yeah.
What do you think of this fucking dragon?
So, it's kind of funny that you guys talk about it that way. As you kind of continue down, the path, and you're starting to deal with more foresty areas, you do hear the trotting of hooves coming towards you. And on the hooves is a larger horse, more Clydesdale-ish. It's pulling a cart, and sitting in the cart is a younger male, or male fronting. He's kind of leaned back, and sitting in his lap is what looks like a tiny dragon, along with a bee that is the size, I'd say, of a goat, like a big fat bumblebee, sitting in the seat next to him.
Am I tripping? Did I slip some medical drugs and am I tripping now or is this real?
Definitely real.
Right.
Hello, stranger.
Mark, I found your dragon then.
Oh.
I want to talk to him.
Sure, why not?
Hello.
We could not help but notice those interesting creatures you have with you.
Oh yeah. This here, and points to the bee. This is Blueberry. This is my bee. And this here, I don't have a name for this one yet. I just got it. What are your names?
I'm Lurka.
Okay. That's a pretty name.
Thank you.
And yours?
Arthos, pleasure to meet you.
Rodolfer.
What's pleasure?
Jasara. And you must be a wizard.
I am. But what are the rest of your names?
I'm looking over at Corvo. My eyes getting bigger.
Doesn't matter.
It's be rude
Me
to
any
not
name.
give a name.
Whatever. Or I can give you a name. You look like a Marshall. Or you know what? Better yet, you look like a Lewis. How about that?
You brought this upon yourself. Or Lewis.
Lewis. I think we like that name. So, hi, I'm Taldor.
You don't strike me as an evil person.
I'm not.
Really? Why?
Where did we get the idea that a wizard?
So, I hate to cut this terribly short, but I have to get back. I have a honey farm that I need to get to. I left it for a couple days, and honestly, I'm a little terrified to see what my foreman has done without me and Blueberry there. So, if you ever back in this city, feel free to come stop by. I can give you some of my honey mead that I make fresh, and honey cakes, and sugar, and a bunch of other stuff that has honey in it, like honey donuts.
Real quick, Taldor, where'd you get your dragon from?
It's a familiar, and he snaps his fingers and it disappears.
Got it.
And then snaps his finger again, and then the dragon reappears, giving a very loud huff.
Watch out for the dragon that's back there.
Oh yeah, Fred, I know, it's okay. And then Tyler will just keep going.
Huh.
Fred's my friend. And Blueberry's friend. He makes us flowers.
Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome! Bye!
Bye.
And he just kind of keeps going.
I look over at Parthos and smirk. Guess I'll be getting my dragon after all, won't I?
Uh-huh.
Fred
Should be
the
interesting
Dragon.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have something like that as an ally.
Oh, hey, Louie, just make sure you keep up.
Yeah, Louis. Don't be a stick in the mud.
See what happens when you're rude, Corvo?
Who's
I
Corvo?
bat my eyes and smile.
I only see Louis there.
I'm gonna just go on ahead of the group, ignore them.
Oh, it's little Louis mad. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh boy.
I'm quite amused at this, and I will be giggling to myself for quite some time.
And you guys can continue on. The next probably 4 or 5 days goes by really smooth. It's just dense, heavy forest. Every so often you'll see another traveler and they'll wave, but they're definitely keeping distance between you two. You do see that as you hit once you hit the open plains where there is more space to really just run, there is what looks like a party of about 6 or 7 coming into the forest, and they put a very wide berth around you. They'll go as far as putting themselves up against a bunch of trees and stop and wait for you to pass by.
Can we see what type of armor they're wearing, coloration, or anything that indicates their allegiances, I guess?
It's all over the place. There's no specific set colors. One looks like he's wearing a set of heavy duty, it looks like chainmail, but then taking another glance, you recognize it as mithril. And then you see another who's in this black leather that has what looks like scales across the front of it. And then from there, you have a couple people that have varying types of armors and weapons, and they nod, and they're nice enough, but they're keeping their distance. But they will gladly wait till you move on.
I can't imagine we smell great at this point, but that's a little strange that they would go so far out of their way to avoid us, don't you guys think?
They haven't been the first group.
They do look like adventurers. So you can assume that they're putting on the air of caution of they're respecting both of your spaces and just giving you time to pass by while they'll go in after you.
Okay.
Once you get past that group, it's free sailing from there. You got another 2 days till you hit Ostera. Ostera is a river town. There is a bridge that will meet both of the sides of the city. You'll have to cross over that bridge to get onto your next leg of an adventure. But in Ostera, you do see it's definitely a heavy trading town. One of the main rivers from Liefield runs in there, and along with it being a trade route for international ships, can give a smaller load to the boats that can traverse the river and get it down into more of the central part of the Kingdom of Laridan. From there, they can continue even further down into a lake that has a bunch of surrounding cities surrounding it. But once you get close to Ostera, it's definitely not as big as Liefield, nowhere as well built either. You see every so often dotting farms, and as you get close to the gates, instead of them being this grand, stone entrance, they're simple, just wooden gates that close, and there's 2 guards standing outside.
What time is it?
It's probably midday.
Hail!
Hello.
We would like to come into your fair city.
You're just guarding. They just smile at you.
Are the gates open?
Yeah, they're open for you guys.
I'm gonna nod at the guards and I'll just head on through.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
So you get on through. The city itself is hustling and bustling. There's hundreds of people just walking around, either in their own shops and also just a bunch of traders and the people that live there.
Do we want to call it here for tonight, or do we want to continue to go on and camp out outside the city?
It would be nice to sleep in a bed instead of on the ground, and we could probably use baths.
Yeah.
I know I would certainly appreciate one.
And it's been an uneventful week. Maybe there's something around the town they need help with. Never hurts to make ourselves known in a good way in a new town.
Sure. See what happens.
So you can start looking around and see if you can find a tavern, which you easily can. The first one you find is the Orange Magman. It's kind of run down. It's not, the nicest looking tavern, but it's got very homey food coming out of it. You can smell what smells like some type of soup and then baked bread. You do see that there's another tavern just a little bit further up too.
That soup smells wonderful. Would you guys want to stop here, or do we want to go look at the other tavern?
Let's see what happens. Let's go around.
Continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
As you continue on and get kind of further into the city towards the towards the bridge itself, you find the next one being called the Sculpted Werewolf. That right there is a weird name for a tavern, but inside of the tavern you smell what almost gives a roasted meat smell. And if you can kind of peek in the door and see dead set in the middle of the tavern, there is a huge boar that's being roasted on an open fire.
Sounds delicious.
I think we should come here.
Agreed.
That meat will probably fill us up better than soup.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to all get your own boar at this point. That one's all mine.
We'll see about that. I'm going to hop off my horse quickly and try to run up ahead of Corvo into the tavern, giggling.
Okay.
I'll hop off and I'll tether mine outside, walk on in, ignoring the overexcited Larkay in our group.
Is there a barn here, or is it just we got tired off?
There's
Horses.
There's like a bar that you can tie them off to. There is a barn a little bit further back from where you were.
I'm going to go to that barn
I follow.
and see if there's like a person like in attendance there, or it's just go in and do whatever.
Someone there. It's kind of a younger halfling that's standing around, mostly kind of looking really bored. But once you get close enough, he'll bow his head and hold his hand out for the reins. Do you need someone to take care of your horses for the night?
Yes, please, and careful with potatoes here. It's skittish at times. Yes, he very much likes he very much likes potatoes. So if you got them, hide them.
Potato will be well taken care of.
Thank you.
How much for boarding for the night?
Silver.
Oh, very well.
Pay the
How much
person.
was it?
Silver.
How much silver? All I heard was just silver.
1.
Okay.
Sounds.
Aren't we technically at the other place though? We can't bring our horses there yet.
You can back out and do it, but if you want to.
Okay, I guess I'll do that too. Is it just boarding, or will they do like horse upkeep and stuff too, or is that just not a thing?
He'll do both. It's to take care of them for the night.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and leave mine there too.
Alright. He will collect the 1 silver from you before you leave.
Okay.
I'm going to put Lilac in there too.
Oh, also, I should probably warn him. Don't piss him off, because I'm not responsible if you get stabbed.
It's not. I've seen worse, and he'll lead him into one of the stables.
I look at my horse, sparkles in the eyes, start petting him. Please, don't cause so much chaos, please. And if you do, I look the other way.
Wonderful. We're gonna take a pause here. My dad's calling. Give me 1 second.
I'll be right back as well.
Chat, we are going to take a really quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, you could board your horses. Each will cough up 1 silver. And then from there, you are heading back to the tavern. Tavern itself, this huge boar is probably, size of at least a bull, but it's a boar. It's slowly being turned over the fire. There's an orcish man standing at the end of the pole rod, whatever you want to call it, and just slowly turning it. He'll nod as you walk in and, motion either to the bar or to a seat.
Good evening, sir.
Evening. How are you? I just lost my words. How are you this fine evening? Did your travels go well?
Yeah.
They have gone very well so far. How are you, sir?
Good. Good. I caught this morning, so I'm very excited to be cooking it.
It smells amazing.
Smells wonderful.
I might have to go find myself one to kill.
Oh, it took me months of hunting this thing down to finally kill it.
I don't
The,
think I've ever seen a boar that big.
The gods blessed me on this one. They gave me the hunt that I needed. Of course, I got the permission from the surrounding forest and the creatures that take care of it to take this boar. It was a wonderful process, so.
Creatures?
Creatures that tend to the forest, yes.
Huh.
Other elves, fae.
Fae?
Fae, yes. One of the forts is here. Well, into the forest, but yes.
Huh.
How are the fae in this area? Agreeable?
Wonderful. Oh, very. They're wonderful companions to live around, especially this group. They this city and in that court itself have been partnershipped for decades.
Is it the summer court?
No, it is not. The summer court lives further up north. Well, more northwest. This is the winter court, actually.
Regrettably, I don't think I've had any dealings with the winter court.
Nice people. They're a little nervous about newcomers, but who isn't?
Yeah, fair enough.
Feel free to take a seat wherever you'd like. I'll get you something to drink. We have a myriad of options. And by myriad, I mean we have a raspberry and juniper berry ale and white wine. That's it. And coffee, if you still want.
Coffee sounds good, but this time of night, let's go with that honey ale that you mentioned. Sounds quite fantastic.
I'll take that coffee.
Coffee, ale,
Coffee.
and for you?
Ale.
Ale.
Always.
Coffee.
Coffee. And you, good sir, lurking in the back, motioning to Corbin.
I'll take some water, and I'll
You
take.
have water.
And if you would not mind, a large piece of that animal that you are currently cooking, if that is a possibility. I will pay you for it, of course.
It's gonna be a couple, maybe about 10 more minutes or so. I'm just getting the skin crispy, and then we'll be done.
Take your time.
Let me get your drinks, and he'll go into the back, and he'll come out, make your drinks, and hand you, similarly large mugs. Surprising for what the atmosphere gives off. coffee is piping hot. Once it gets kind of sat in front of you, you just get this very medium roast smell. There's a hint of almost sweetness to it, but it's definitely black coffee. And he'll bring out cream and sugar, and
going off.
he'll set it in the middle of the table for you.
Babe,
And go back around to the bar
microwave is being
and grab some plates. He's the only one in here that's tending the bar.
Oh, that coffee smells amazing.
Coffees.
We
Sweetness.
do have appetizers if you still want.
And what options for appetizers would we have, sir?
We have now this is my favorite thing. It's something my mother used to cook me and then pass down. What it is you take peppers and you stuff them with whatever vegetables you can find on the road. So here I have garlic scapes, wild onions, some herbs, and I was able to find these little cherry tomatoes that I was able to kind of dice up and stick in there too, and then it's filled with rice. And then it's fried.
I would love some of that. And never go wrong with a mother's recipe.
Oh, and she taught me how to make traveling bread, and I'll bring some out for you. And he'll move into the back and come out with his heaping plate of filled peppers and set it down in front of you, along with some bread. And then by the bread, you see there's like 3 different things of butter. One looks like an herb butter. One looks like there's like chili butter. And then the other has just like what you could assume is more like just like a salted butter. And he'll go back to tending to the meat.
Thank you, sir. This looks incredible. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Sonos.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Taped it in the NBC channel.
Awesome. Thank
Okay.
you. Him's a handsome orc.
Very handsome work.
Safe to assume you're the owner of this fine establishment?
I am. I am. It was my father's when they finally settled down here, but I took over.
Good place.
Well, thanks. I do try and keep it up the best that I can.
Though I got a question. Why the
Yes.
name?
Why the name?
I love it, but why the name?
When my parents ended up coming here, this town, being very close to the Feywilds and everything, became a refuge for a lot of different creatures displaced during, expansion or just the town not realizing what they're dealing with and things like that. And we were one of them. We were kicked out of the area that we were roaming. We were a traveling orc band orc community that moved through, and we finally had to settle down. My father and a lichen actually started it up, hence the name. And the little old ladies down the street used to call my father a very sculpted orc. And so it just kind of went from there.
That's great. I love it.
It reminds me of home. This is definitely a place for anyone that needs to come and hang out, I guess would be the right word for that.
Well, a fine name it is.
Out of curiosity, when you say people being displaced, who or what were they displaced by?
depends on where they're coming from. There's, we've had people from Fived who's, left because the tension was just too high, and they were displaced from the ongoing battles at the border. Or there's people that hold on. Mute, because I can hear it through the stream. Thank you. There's also been, every so often we'll have random, groups of people that just think they're all high and mighty and go through and try and brave through towns, adventurers with murdering complexes that honestly I would be glad to see, but most of them dead, but I'm not one to get caught with murder. And things like that. Just people down on their luck.
You don't by chance need any work done around here or for anything, do you?
I'm sure some of the other people in the village might need some help. There's also there's a small little teaching school here that helps, with magic and things like that. There's a small battalion that comes out here that I know they've been hearing things about creatures coming in and out of the Fey Forest, and I know that we have a few diplomats that come in and out that, they need your help. They need people's help in the Fey Forest and things like that. So I'm sure you could find work somewhere. And as he's talking, he starts slicing through the meat. And, if you've ever had, I don't know if you've ever had it, but when you cook pork and you get just that really crispy skin, that's exactly the sound that you're hearing.
Mhm.
And he'll go through and he'll actually give you,
I'm hungry now.
he'll actually give you the best pieces, so you get like the cheek, and then there's some of the leaner pieces that he'll put on a plate. Then there's some of the belly fat, the bacon, and then he'll crack off some of the skin, like right on the belly, and set it right on top, and just kind of slide this huge heaving plate of food near you with some extra plates you guys can just kind of pull off and eat your own stuff. If you ever had like a traditional Hawaiian luau, think like that type of style of food.
Oh.
How much do I owe you for this?
5 silver for the entire thing. For all of you.
Oh, for all of us. Oh well, that's
I'll
not
go
bad.
ahead and give him 1 piece of gold to tell him to hang on to it. Appreciate the hospitality and the food, the delicious food.
Appreciate it, and feel free to bunk here for the night as needed.
Thank you, my friend. This is much
Thank you.
appreciated.
Of course.
I'm thanking him with my mouth already just stuffed full.
You know, I
You'll
think
see him
this
and he'll take a good chunk of the cheek off, and he'll put it on his own plate, and you'll see him like peel off some of like the head skin, and he'll take the tail and munch on that.
I think this is the first time I recall seeing Larke eating meat, if I remember correctly.
Oh, no worries.
At least since we've been alive this time.
She likes the meat.
I giggle and take a giant bite out of a pepper. If it's the right meat, I'll take a bite. And I wink at Parthos.
I keep eating the pork and just give a smirk.
You two
Tastes
don't want
really
it.
good. It's definitely greasy, but not in a bad way. You know how you like those like fried pieces of pork and stuff like that.
Babe, you're picking
And he'll just make small talk with you, ask kind of where you're from, the area that you're traveling to, things like that.
We're from around. It's been a while since we traveled. Ages actually since we traveled together, at least. So we're trying to get our bearings as a group again. Life happens sometimes, and we grew apart for a while. But we got a call from a friend that all of us know, and they needed help. So we came back together again. And it's kind of awkward with each other. It's been forever since we we've been together like this as a party, anyways. You know how life goes. You know, we settle
do.
down. Either some of us belonging to religious sects, hunting, warring, whoring, all of it together. Just it got in the way, and you know, we separated. But our friend needed us, so here we are again.
Well, things like that happen more often than not, for sure.
Mm.
Though, if you're heading further east, I do suggest taking the ocean route rather than trying to go deep forest. The ocean itself is a lot faster. Currently in the forest, there's been some bandits that have been traversing through that area, but the forest is it's guarded in a way. The bandits are being picked off one by one by groups of druids and protectors of the forest, and they're not really hospitable right now. The travelers going through, so everyone else is rerouting through Ostera to Wick, and then further east from there.
Thank you for the information.
Of course, anything to help. And then he'll kind of. Okay.
Real question to DM: is this an inn for like? Is it just for food, or is it also a sleeping quarters type of inn?
Sleeping quarters as
I said
well.
we could.
Awesome.
You can do both.
Cool.
Sternos, do you have any rooms available for the night?
I do. I have one or two. If either one.
We'll take two.
And he will go upstairs, and you hear him pulling out what sounds like sheets and stuff like that, making beds while you eat, giving you time alone.
Right. So, do we go
I
through
call dibs on a bed.
Do we go through the woods and risk it, or do we go the longer route and go through the ocean?
I really don't feel like causing unnecessary complications. Let's just take the ocean route.
Mm.
And I'm sure our associated bard, will take time to enjoy the view.
Sing us the greatest of shanties.
Perhaps it would give me a chance to take some fishing.
Ooh,
Fishing would
fresh
be
fish.
nice.
Fresh
Fishing
Are
would
fish.
be
we
nice.
gonna have to? Are we gonna have to leave our
No, I think we're
horses
gonna
here?
like for the night. Yes, but no, I think he
Oh,
means
for the ocean trip. That's what
no.
I
I
mean.
think he means like traveling around the ocean
Along
area.
the ocean.
That's what I meant. Like,
Coast,
if we
not
go,
through the sea, but in the coastal area.
Yeah, you're gonna be taking the coastal trail. You won't actually
Ah.
get onto the ocean.
okay.
Would probably be better, just in case we're not quite welcomed by the forest dwellers here, and they did say there's some creatures about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm always up for a good fight, but you guys seem to want to stay out of them.
Well,
Well, I'm
not
good for a
exactly
fight,
sure. You're not
but
exactly sure what's going to be there either. So.
True.
I'm sure we can have time later to explore this area after this mission.
That's fair.
At least we hope so.
I mean,
Yes.
we do have to go back to the capital, so we could always
Yeah,
take the forest route.
have
on the
a
way back to
return
explore.
trip. We explored on our return trip.
There we go. Give us some more interesting stories to tell when we get back to the capital.
Sure it will. As the night goes on and you get wonderful food and good company, and you settle in for the night.
I
Quiet.
take a moment out for myself. So the group can still be up or not, but I'll take a moment for myself and quiet down and get a meditation going, prayer going, or something to whomever is listening. And ask for clearance for safe travels for wisdom in words and discipline in the activities that must follow. And I offer some blood.
What?
I said I offer a small sacrifice of blood.
Are you going to, like, cut yourself open?
Daggers. I'm gonna grab a dagger that the dwarf threw at me.
Okay.
Leg dagger.
Slice, right?
Huh? What was it?
Then just slice, right?
I try to carve a symbol, I guess.
Like a rune?
Yeah. One for wisdom, if I remember how to do it correctly.
I mean, I can hold on.
It would be an Ansus.
Yeah, hold on. Go get something. There they are. Okay, for you, we can do this a fun way.
One.
King,
Hmm.
so tell me when to stop.
Now.
2.
What was it?
1 or 2.
Oh, 2.
Okay. It would be Ansu. Would be the one that you'd be carving into your arm.
Okay. And I take my time doing it. Not really ignoring the pain, but also not. How do I say this? Everything from the act of sacrificing the blood, but also the pain that it requires to give the blood. Knowing that the blood is precious because it's life bringing, and without it, life will end. And I pour all my thoughts from my uncertainties, from my revival, to what it means, to what happened, to who could have caused it. Uh, Everything goes into it, and in hopes of clarity of what is to come, and essentially trying to keep a weather eye on the horizon to understand the whispers of the wind, and try to prevent our untimely deaths again. All of this just goes as I'm carving into my forearm, I guess, the symbol of Hansu.
How big do you make that symbol?
Let's see, a good 3 by 3.
Huge symbol.
Yeah, well, if I'm gonna make it, I might as well, make it big, make it worth something.
Uh, you do that and you go through all of it, and you're feeling these
Mhm.
emotions. There's this weird feeling that starts in probably halfway through. It almost, your breath starts to pick up. You're not exactly sure what's happening,
Mhm.
but in your head, you hear, just very quietly, are you willing to do whatever it takes to gain the knowledge?
Yes. I whisper just as quietly, but loud enough for people to hear.
Are you sure? So,
Yes.
where? Where? That
What was?
Neohog, he says it twice. Swear.
I swear it.
If you don't, do anything in your power and give everything to gain this wisdom, and the Neohog will eat your soul. And the gates of Valhalla will be closed to you.
Well, I never do things that fast, so yeah. I understand, and I swear it.
After that, this weird rush of energy just leaves you, and where you had been carving, and the blood was seeping down your arm, is now it's all scarred over. And it's all scarred over. It's not looking infected at all.
Okay.
Having watched my companion carve a rune into his own arm, and then see it rather quickly and magically heal over, what did you do?
To be honest, everything and nothing. Originally started with me just freaking the fuck out, but really, I don't know. My
That
body
explained
automatically moved.
nothing.
Yeah, well, how do you think I feel? Essentially, if I don't do my best and give it my all, I will forever be cast out of the gates of Valhalla and never shall I meet the honor death. My soul will be eaten, and I will be forever gone. No chance at life, no chance at anything.
Is that really a smart thing to do?
Well, I got a feeling. To gain wisdom, knowledge.
You have to be careful with who you're cutting deals with.
Oh, the one-eyed raven wouldn't hurt me much. Well, he would.
Well,
But, you know. I get it. But, again,
this is me,
the
like,
prayer started off us internally, and then, I don't know, the world went quiet, stilled, and almost as if it was just me, no body, no physical form, and a voice that I recognize, but a voice nonetheless. And
You realize he
nothing's
gave
came
up
for
an
free.
eyeball, right? If I don't have all my
I do.
toes in the morning, we're gonna have a problem.
It won't be taken from you. It won't be taken from me.
We don't know.
this is me who deals with like life and death here. So is that really a smart thing to do?
I mean, what's done is done.
Well, yeah, but giving
You just better not be giving
giving
up my
up
toes.
Valhalla, dude.
I know, But like I said to the
For
voice, I never do
for
have
what?
things half
Wisdom?
measured.
Fair.
Well, Odin himself would be proud of you, but at the same time, I plan on doing everything I can to make sure I get back into Valhalla.
Mm-hmm. No. I needed clearance. I needed wisdom. There's something in the air that we're not listening to. And my ears are too dull to listen to the music and the lyrics it's saying. There's something, and I can't grasp it. And well, I like playing with fire. So sue me. But there's something that's there. And
Well, you
I can grab it, but it slips through my fingers every time. And it has to do with us and why we're alive again and why and how. And I just can't get it.
oh, can't argue with that, but can't really sue you either since you just gave up Valhalla. So
He didn't
Promise.
give it up quite yet, but he's certainly risking his chance.
Well, what's life without a little risk? And it's not a risk if you know you're going to do everything in your power.
yeah, well,
If it
it's
means my
gotta
own
be.
death, then that's fine. I will give it my all. We faced death. We embraced it like a long lost brother or sister. Death is not a concept I'm afraid of. It's the why it happened that terrifies me. And I don't want it to happen again. If it means sacrificing myself to gain that, then that's fine. Because it's me.
Well, I guess at this point we all just hope for the best and we keep an eye on everything around you just to be sure in case something comes up. Because we're all going home to Valhalla.
You know, your cleric of hell, who was not there.
What was that?
I said, except for your cleric of hell, who was not there. Or
That's
Corvo.
true. That's true.
I'm still trying
Yeah.
to if I see care where you're all going or whatever.
Mate, get closer to your mic. I can't hear you.
Sorry. I'm still trying to contemplate if I care or not about going wherever it is you three speak of.
It was literally either in the rooms or in the hallway, but apparently it was in the room, so it's fine. It was literally just a moment between myself and whomever was listening.
Yeah, well, I know where I'm going when I eventually die. I worry for you. He's going upstairs.
Well, the doors will be barred for me if I just half-ass everything. And luckily, I don't half-ass anything.
Fair. DM, what's going on with the blah 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 the rest of the night around us?
Really, it's definitely a quiet night. Windows cracked open just a little bit, just to have some of that air kind of flowing in and out. The city itself, once it hits nighttime, it goes really quiet. You can hear what sounds like, different animals slowly coming to life. There's howls kind of off in the distance of wolves. There's yips of foxes and things like that. It's very peaceful. It's very quiet. It's very nice for this type of area. It's definitely protected by the forest. There's not much it needs to worry about. In the morning, you're given breakfast. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, I'm going to say one thing that I wanted to do. When I'll make sure nobody's paying attention, and for 10 seconds or so, I'll grab my talisman medallion out, take a look at it, just think to myself, do I care about what I was before this? Or am I just going along with everything that's being said just because I don't know what else to do? And then I'll just put it away and try to forget about it.
Stare at it. It does glow slightly, even in its ruined state. And you feel what, at least to you, you feel what is a hand on your shoulder, like someone's behind you leaning over, you know? But there's obviously no one there. But just for a split second, you feel a very heavy hand press on your shoulder. Not like it's trying to push you down, but just to support itself and lean over. And just for a moment, you see your talisman kind of glow a little bit harder, and then dies back down into, its ruined state. It's not sure what to make of it. The fact that it is still working. Sort of.
I'll wrap it back up, and I suppose time to forget about it for now.
Self goes by, like I said, uneventfully. It's very nice. In the morning, you're fed a hearty breakfast: eggs, sausage, potatoes, bacon, and some bread. And the older orc man is standing there again with a smile. Cleaning up what was from last night.
With all the meat that you gained from this animal, how would you go about storing it, or what were you going to do with it?
Most of it, and then I'm going to render down a bunch of it for fat and, and preserve it for jerkies and things like that.
How would one go about storing that if they wanted to eat it off and on for several days?
Jerky.
Salt it.
What if I did what I thought?
Want to salt it and get it down, and then once you're ready to eat it, either wash it with some type of water just to get that surrounding salt off, or cook it in its own fat again and all that.
I think we're going to make our way back to. Oh, we decided we're going to the ocean route, right?
Yep.
How many more days is that than the forest route?
The forest route, you're not going to lose any time either way.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's the same amount of time.
So at this
All
point,
right.
about another week.
Yeah, it's about another week.
All right. I guess we'll go grab our horses unless somebody wants to protest or go somewhere else.
Well, I think we're good. Let's go get those horses and get on the coast.
All right.
Start your journey, and once you hit day and a half outside of Ostera heading towards the ocean, you could just feel the salt, as you get into the surrounding area of the ocean itself. And you can see the city, but the route that you're taking will just kind of bypass the next city. And you can see the ocean off in the distance, and you'll get up onto a huge cliff face probably 3 days into your route. The trail itself will take you along the edge of a cliff that just is like a sheer drop into the ocean. You're not exactly sure how high up you are, and if you all want to make a perception check for me.
I see nothing.
What'd you get?
A 5?
I got a 14.
13.
22.
Yeah.
22. Okay.
Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to pull it up my computer.
What'd you get?
Oh, wonderful. I got a 7.
Wonderful.
We were distracted with the sights.
As long as I don't fall off the cliffside, I'm
Right.
As you guys are kind of trotting along, you're taking in the view. Something catches your eye kind of further into the ocean. That's, there's kind of a fog to it. But you see something kind of moving in the distance.
What the hell is that?
How far is it from us? Distance wise.
Maybe 1,000 feet. I mean, it's far into the ocean. I can't give you an exact.
Is it under the water or is it across? Is it on top?
Yes.
Also, it's in the water.
Let's keep moving. If it's not on our way, let's keep moving where we need to go.
Arthos, are dragons known to live underwater in some cases?
I need everyone to make me a charisma saving throw.
Ah, shit.
Ooh.
11.
Oof, 26.
16.
Wait, is charisma under our skills?
Saving
Saving
throws.
Oh, saving throws.
15.
8.
Corvo and Lurka.
8.
You did not pass the saving throw. As as kind of you were made aware that something was moving in the water, something deep inside you is starting to tug you towards the edge. You kind of stop the horses and hop off. Not really. You're ignoring the rest of your party as you both kind of look at each other, and then back towards the ocean, and then you step towards the cliff.
I immediately run towards them and try to grab them by their hands, both of them, and I yell back, "Help! Help!"
Yeah, I was stopping to grab a.
Corvo, Lurka, something is stopping you from getting to your goal. What are you doing? And very obviously, you are not happy about that.
I punch him in the face.
Roll me an attack.
3. I'm sorry, an 8. Oh no, it isn't. It's a. Would I have my strength modifier on there for that, or would that only be for?
Yeah, it's just a punch, so it's your strength modifier. But you would still
miss by a mile and a half.
you still miss pretty bad. Lurka, someone's stopping you.
Hold on, I'm looking for.
It's an
Yeah,
unarmed attack.
I'm gonna try to. It's what?
It's an unarmed attack. Is what it would be if you're punching, or
Go to your
Unarmed
actions tab.
attack.
or you can stab with a javelin. It's whatever you want.
I'll do an unarmed. Try to smack him with my tail. Let's see what we got. 24.
Roll me
You
that
bitch.
damage. Roll me that damage.
Damage is gonna be. Wait. My damage undefined crit 2. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You right in the nose. Oh, it hurts. Arthos.
Bitch. I grab the tail and I pull
Lurka.
it towards. Pull Lurka towards me.
Lurka, you got a couple more steps up, and Corvo, you're now starting to struggle. Whatever is calling you to the water is now closer. You do see it now. It sees with like this weird hump in the water, and it slithers down into it.
Can I still see the body of the whatever creature it is?
Yeah, but it just went underwater.
How far is it from us now?
I mean, it's closer.
120 feet closer.
Yeah, about.
I shoot 2 raven arrows at it. Try to see if I'm able to break the hold on them.
You can shoot it at it, but it's not going to do anything. And as you get right towards the edge, I mean, they're fighting you actively to get towards the edge. Then you know, as they're about to step off, you both stop and kind of stare as you hear what sounds like water. Just something's breaching the water, and in front of you, you see what looks like a ginormous snake that just kind of
son of a bitch.
right out of the ocean.
Isn't that
And
who I
that
think it is?
is,
Hopefully,
and that
right?
and that is enough to get you kind of shake you from what you just happened. Lurka Corvo, you're literally staring face to face with a nostril of a giant snake.
I
Ooh.
tug at Lorca's tail in her hand and push her back towards me, away from the cliff, and tell the others, "Get Corvo away from the edge now!"
Am I lucid again, capable of controlling myself?
Yeah, you can control yourself because the fact that this thing just came up and out of the water, you had to take a moment. Just what the?
I'm
gonna
gonna draw
shoot
my
it.
hammer.
I'm gonna shoot it.
You're gonna shoot it.
Yeah, let's not.
Well, we need to get away from it. I at
Yeah.
least want to distract it from the two that it's trying to enthrall. Oh gosh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, let's.
It's just staring. It's just staring down at you, and then it grins.
Am I allowed to know what it is or make a roll to know what it is?
Right? Can we
You
all know
can-
what it is?
You can roll me a history check. All of you can.
Natural 20.
Oh, thank God, at least one of
26.
them. Hang on.
Nat 1.
Oh, now
Not using that dice anymore.
Roll me.
Good Lord, I need to get new dice.
Adorable, you roll me. You can roll it at advantage because of who your patron is.
18.
Do we both get a roll at advantage?
No.
I got a 3, so even though I know what it is.
You know what it is, but your character doesn't know what it is.
No, you're right. I don't.
Joe,
You
roll
big
me
ass
at
snake.
advantage.
Oh, advantage? Okay.
I mean, this isn't the world serpent.
Think about that.
that was my
11.
first thought.
Between all of you and then Corvo, it'll as the realization kind of hits all of you, and then
Hello, brother.
you can say to each other, you recognize it at least of a depiction of Jotunmonger, but you're not exactly sure if it's actually him or if it's just a sea snake. You're not sure.
Right. I try to push the two Corvo and Larka behind me, and I look at the fucking intimidating creature in the best voice that I can. You got my attention. Oh boy. Brother. What do you want?
It's just staring at you guys, by the way.
I'd like to roll my animal handling to see if I can kind of figure out what its intentions are, since it's just kind of staring at us and we don't know if it's necessarily aggressive or
I start pushing them back slowly, and
It's up to you guys if you want to move backwards or not.
If I'm conscious, I'm gonna stand there and look at it and demand to know why the fuck it's trying to lure me in.
I cast sending on it.
Okay, hold on.
Mhm.
Lurka, you can roll your animal handling check. Go ahead.
Yes, because this is just an animal that she can handle.
17. Well,
it's
with
not
my
that-
animal handling, I could ideally, if I can pass the check on it, I can kind of get into its brain and see if I can get an idea of whether it's trying to eat us or if it's crying out for help or whatever the case is, and get a better idea if this is the world snake.
with that, it's definitely not being hostile at this current moment. It's staring at you with curiosity mostly, but it's definitely you're not exactly sure if it is the world serpent. As far as everyone knows, it's just it's something that
Big ass snake.
exists, but not, everyone has really ever seen, as far as anyone notices. Corvo, it, at least in your mind, it will reply to you, just very quietly, which is kind of weird. I was not going to let you fall, but I wanted to see.
Or can I talk to it in my head, or do I have to speak out loud to it?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
I'll just respond to it in my head. What did you want to see then?
How close this group was. And then out loud, just in this very deep and gravelly common, it's struggling just a little bit. Not often an entire group makes it back alive.
Satisfying your curiosity then.
Had to see it for myself.
It's a family trait, I suppose.
Wait, so you know us?
Yeah.
To an extent.
Like every other higher being is aware, most likely.
That's the are. All of us know you. Or at least know of you. Those who made it out of Valhalla. And those who became alive again, despite my sister's best efforts.
How's my other brother? Pissed off I hadn't seen him in a while?
One.
Fenrir?
He doesn't say anything at it.
Yeah, boy. Right, well. May we be on our way then, brother.
What does Hell have to say about this situation?
It should stay dead. You are
Yeah.
obviously alive. It's not happy, but she is not actively hunting you.
The end.
If this isn't any of our faults, then why is everybody so angry with us?
Not angry at you, per se. They're angry at the situation. It, You have done something that no one has ever been able to do, to the extent like this. Sure, necromancers live. They've brought things theoretically back to life, but no one has brought their souls back. The Norns are the ones that are the most upset about it. They did not see.
Oh no.
Does Hell have orders? Or is there
For
anything
you?
that she... Well, for us in general, like, is there anything she wants us specifically to do?
Sure, there's plenty of things, but, sure, she'd rather say those in person.
Pray to her. She will listen to you.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, is there anything changed the new process to communicate with her now? Because my symbol doesn't work at the moment.
It's not. But, and it just, the serpent itself just grins more, and you can see just these dripping of, water and kelp and seaweed, and you see what looks like these ships just fall out of its mouth and down into the rock below, just crashing. It's loud around you guys. The waves are just piling against the cliff face. There's things coming out of its mouth as it talks. You see what looks like skeletons and different types of animals and different types of sea voyaging vessels just falling out. I will, that's all I can say on the matter. Safe.
Thank
And
you.
the serpent will just slowly glide back into the ocean before just disappearing under the water.
I send it a quick message we're sending and say, take care of yourself, brother. I'll be seeing you soon.
And then it goes quiet again. The ocean will kind of settle after a few moments and relax.
All right. So there's good news and
Worst
news.
Well,
So it's not us that they're angry with, so that's good.
no, I never thought they were mad at us. It wouldn't make sense. We're not powerful enough for that. That takes incomprehensive amounts of power. No, this is something different. And I think we are an experiment of sorts. But it still doesn't answer the question, why us? And how is it that we achieved it? Because I don't believe we're the first given the, well, chance, I suppose.
I'm still just sitting on the ground staring at the water in shock. So we don't have souls?
No, you do.
We do.
We do.
Right, let's get back to the horses and hope to the gods nothing else impairs us at this point. But, well, all eyes are on us, I suppose.
Parthos is still petting my tail. It's comforting.
And brain just crapped out. Hold on.
You're good.
You're not the only one.
Yeah. We will. I'm gonna have to stop there for the night, just because my brain's just starting to fry on me, and I don't want to
Fair.
lose anything for you guys. And we can definitely do this next week too.
Ah, shit.
So, if that's okay with everyone.
Sounds good to me.